District cooling is a kind of collector. You can collect all the different sources in a very good and stable way. This is a very efficient system.
Cooling generally becomes a hygienic factor as temperature is rising.
The global temperatures are continuing to rise and just continuing to break records. So how can we manage to cool the buildings with the techniques we have?
New ways of doing things. We see very often rooftop chillers working independently on-off, not very efficient. On the heating side, water coolers, a lot of water consumption. And this needs to be optimized. So using capture existing sources and reducing the compression work on chillers. And this is the way we see this quite often with free cooling now. Data center cooling with free cooling is a kind of standard. And we see this also in industrial processes, that the chiller is being bypassed by 12 degrees outside and then free cooling has been used. But also we see more and more projects coming up with lakes, rivers. And this is kind of this district cooling. So district cooling is one of the key parts in this, I would say.
So Roman, how can district cooling help us keep the 1.5 degree alive and also, of course, subsequently reduce the need for cooling?
Yeah, because district cooling is a kind of collector. You can collect all the different sources in a very good and stable way. And this can be used in urban cities, inside the cities, in different houses in a very good way. And also the return temperature goes back into rivers and lakes. So this is a very efficient system. And we see this existing installation, and we see more installation upcoming now. It's a trend already.
So, and if I understand it correctly, energy use is really driven in buildings by the need for cooling. So how can we handle this? And also, what is your push from your personal perspective to work with this?
Of course, we need to work with efficient solutions for cooling. And I think that is, we need to look upon cooling on a broader perspective. We need to enlarge the system borders. And then it's about district cooling to use, for example, natural sources, as you bring up here, Roman. Free cooling. In Paris, for example, 60% of the cooling is coming from the river Seine. And that is actually resulting in that 35% decrease in electricity consumption and also 50% decrease of the carbon emission. And they are cutting the water consumption by 65% in Paris. So this system approach to cooling is very important.
Yeah. It's very impressive. And also, do we have any other benefits apart from the environmental benefits here?
I think district cooling and cooling generally becomes a hygienic factor. As temperature is rising, we have our elderly people, we saw that this summer, getting affected in a bad way. So cooling is becoming more and more a hygienic factor, actually.
So how do we know this is going to work, Roman?
For instance, when we're using river or lake water, we have a third-party certification, HRI, which is confirming the performance of the heat exchanger. And also, again, district cooling is, when we compare this with this single one-off chillers, it's up to 70% less energy consumption. So this is, it works already. We have the references in the market, and we know that this is coming up. So we see in the market a trend, a growth potential of 8% every year. It's going from 26 billion US dollar to 45 billion US dollar. So this market is already growing, district cooling.
So if you, both of you, if you were to pick one step forward to fix this, what would that be, Anna?
I think we need to have a system approach. I think we need to have new collaborations, new partnerships. We need to work with our business models. But I mean, look in the warm countries. Look on India, for example. There's a huge potential for district cooling taking off now, and we need to support that. So partnership, collaborations, and share experience.
Yeah, it goes from governments to cities and from cities to power provider, and a lot of consultant work is also there. And we have a lot of projects ongoing now with district cooling. It's really challenging.
Well, this was excellent. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you so much, Roman.
You're welcome.
Thank you.